Mediation is a conflict management process through which parties request or accept the assistance of a third party to help them resolve their difference, without recourse to force or the authority of the law. In addition, mediation attempts to promote a constructive rather than destructive approach to conflict resolution. With this definition, it is easy to see that mediation and negotiation are very similar conflict management strategies. The difference between them is that in negotiation, the conflicting parties manage the discussion by themselves, whereas in mediation, this discussion is accompanied by the third person, professional or not. Because of this, mediation is often considered as an accompanied negotiation. Mediation can sometimes be the logical follow-up to an aborted negotiation attempt, but it's not always true. First of all, when negotiations fail, the intensity of the conflict is sometimes such that the parties simply do not consider talking to each other anymore and they prefer to resort to justice to settle their dispute. Secondly, third parties sometimes interfere in the conflict without being asked to do so by the parties. For instance, when a superior tries to manage a dispute between two of her employees. Third-party intervention in the resolution of other people's conflict is an ancient practice. For example, Carnavale and his colleague have found examples of third parties' intervention in the Bible and in writings dating back to more than 4,000 years ago. Today, mediation is practiced in different spheres and concerns all types of conflict, whether at work, in private life, at school, or even in the judicial system. Mediation procedures are developing and taking more and more place. Mediation is used to settle conflict at all levels, between individuals, between companies, between nations. But its openness and accessibility are not yet guaranteed everywhere. The essence of mediation is to get the disputing parties to develop cooperative rather than competitive modes of discussion. In order for a cooperative discussion to take place, the parties must be able to communicate effectively in an orderly fashion and without deliberately getting into each other's way. They must feel confident enough to allow themselves to express their idea and to accept those of their counterparts, allowing them to coordinate their effort to finding a solution to their mutual problem. It is clear that cooperative modes of discussion, although very effective, are not naturally taken for granted in conflict situations. And this is where mediation comes in. The role of mediators is to help the discussion process to develop optimally. Mediators do not interfere with the solutions. Solutions are simply not their responsibility. Good mediators are those who play their role as a medium of communication between the parties. Let us end this video by noting that the success of mediation is due to the numerous benefits associated with it. Compared to other forms of third-party intervention such as arbitration or legal justice, mediation produces a higher level of satisfaction, lower financial costs, and a greater respect for the terms of the agreements reached.